Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Monday to you. Today in math, we are going to be looking at page 146. On that page, you're going to see an animals poster. So let's go ahead and pause the video and open our journals to page 146. Go ahead and take some time to talk to a partner or your class, someone sitting close by. I would like you to talk about the lengths and the heights of the animals on the page. Which animal is the longest? Which animal is the shortest? Go ahead and talk about those things. You may pause the video if you need to. Hopefully you've had some time to discuss the animals with a partner in your class. Did you figure out which animal is the longest? The blue whale, you're correct. Great job. Did you figure out which animal is the shortest? You're right, it's the ostrich. Great job. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at the ostrich on your page. I can see on the page that there are two numbers listed for the ostrich. There's a number that says 108 inches, and there's also a number that says 9 feet. So how can an ostrich be both 108 inches and 9 feet at the same time? How does that work? You may pause the video to discuss with your class. The ostrich can be both because if you think about it, an inch is so much shorter than a foot. So if we are measuring the ostrich with inches, we're going to have a lot more inches than we are feet. So that's how an ostrich can be both 108 inches and also 9 feet at the same time. There are two vocabulary words that I would like to teach you today. So when we measure how long an animal is, we're talking about their length. Can you guys say length? Great job. So length is a word that we use to describe how long something is. Another word that we use when we are talking about measurements is the word height. Height is the word that we use to describe how tall something is. So what word would I use to describe you? I would use height because you stand on your feet and you stand tall. If you were a blue whale, I probably would not use the word height. I would use the word length. So again, boys and girls, length is how long something is, and height is how tall something is. Which word would you use to describe the giraffe on your page? Did you say height? Great. Which word would I use to describe the squid on your page? Length, right, because it can't stand up tall. We've got to measure how long it is. Correct. Today, what we're going to be using this poster for is we are going to be looking at the data, otherwise known as the information that they've given us, and we're going to be using that to write some number stories. We're going to be writing our very own addition number stories, and we're even going to be using the numbers from the poster to write subtraction stories when we compare two things. Here is an example and a diagram to show you how you can think of making an adding story. So here what we're looking at, is the data from a crocodile, which is 23 feet long. Today we're only going to be using the feet part of this information. So the crocodile is 23 feet and the giant squid is 55 feet. And I want to know in my number story how long the crocodile and the giant squid would be all together if they were lying nose to nose. So I can use this part total diagram. My unit is feet. The part that I want to know is how long they are all together. And this was my number model, 23 plus 55 equals, and then there's the question mark. So the question mark is what we write in the space of what we're trying to figure out. And when I add those two numbers together, I get the answer of 78. I could also use what we call an open number line. We've worked with open number lines before. Here is the squid with 55 feet. I need to add 23 feet for the crocodile. So this is how I would do it. I would jump twice, 10, 20, and then add 3 more. And that gets me to my answer of 78. So that was an example of the type of adding problem you will do. You're putting 2 animals together and finding out the length in feet altogether. What's an example of a subtraction story you might be writing? Well, let's think about this one. Go ahead and take a look at the blue whale and the white rhinoceros. Maybe I want to write a story comparing those 2 animals. So I might say something like, how much longer is the blue whale than the white rhinoceros? What kind of diagram could I use to help me figure out my number story? Let's take a look. I would probably use the quantity difference diagram to help me with this number story. First of all, I want to put my bigger quantity in the bigger quantity box. I want to put my smaller quantity in the smaller quantity box, and then the difference between those 2 animals will go where on the line where it says difference. And of course, my unit is feet. I'm focusing on using feet today. We will use inches in another lesson later on. So the blue whale is 98 feet. I'm putting that in the bigger quantity box because that's the bigger number. And then the white rhinoceros is 14 feet. So I'm writing 14 in the smaller quantity box. Now, all I have to do is figure out the difference, and I can do that a couple of different ways. I'm going to think back to my fact families. You know, this kind of reminds me of a fact family triangle. So if I think about that, that will help me solve the problem. So I could do 98 minus 14 equals the mystery number. I like to draw a question mark where the mystery number is because that's what I'm trying to figure out. I could think 98 minus the mystery number equals 14. I could even think about it in an addition way. I could think about it and go this way. 14 plus the mystery number equals 98, or the opposite way around, the mystery number plus 14 equals 98. So whichever way you want to think about this, you can use it to get the correct answer. So the way that my brain is doing the better job right now is thinking about 98 minus 14 equals the mystery number. And I know that that equals 84. So in my problem, I know that the blue whale is 84 feet longer than the white rhinoceros. Boys and girls, today what you're going to do in math is you are going to work on page 147. I would like you to make your very own addition number story using the animal poster and also a subtraction story using the animal poster where you compare 2 animals. I think that you're going to do a great job. Your teacher can give you more examples if she would like to. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. So to say goodbye today, I have my favorite animal in the world. This is Tiny, and he wishes all of you the best of luck with math this year. Say goodbye, Tiny. All right, have a great day, boys and girls. Bye-bye.